Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, man. Welcome to a new episode of the New Breed 313 Sports, part of the D313X Pizzle. It is me, Breed, aka Steve, here to talk about the Lions versus Atlanta Falcons game. Which, Lions won 20-6. Good game. Um, to me, it was the best all-around game they had all year. They put pressure on Desmond Ritter. They limited the running game, even though they got two rugged, hard running backs, especially B. John Robinson. But they held control of the run game. Man, it's just that was a game we needed. Then we got Bugs, had Bugs back in there and had McNeil. They was wreaking havoc to the offensive line. Aiden Hutchinson was doing Aiden Hutchinson things. You know what I'm saying? Trying to vie for Defensive Player of the Year. This defense was played very well. Made Ritter feel uncomfortable, man. Atlanta's just not ready yet. They have the pieces. They got London. They got Pitts. They got some of these guys. They got some pieces. They just have to. They need another year or two, and they could be right there. They got the corner. They got AJ Terrell. They got Grady Jarrett. They got Calais Campbell. You know what I'm saying? Got Jeff Okudah. They got Jesse Bates down there, man. This team is on a rise, man. I think Atlanta's gonna be there. I think Ritter's got to get better, or if he doesn't get better, they just gonna have to draft him another quarterback. It's just key things, man. Just golf was play. Golf was golf. St. Brown did St. Brown things. You know what I'm saying? Khalif Raymond had a good game. But the star of the game was Brian Branch, man. Brian Branch did his thing. This was his coming out party. He caused havoc throughout that game. Hard hits, he did his thing. And this is another reason why you have to give credit to Brad Holmes and drafting. You have to. I know some people are like, oh, man, why did we draft these guys? And, Jalen Carter and these guys is doing well and stuff. Like, listen, we don't know if we would have drafted those other guys if this was the system that they would have liked. We don't know that. So please, Lion fans, can y'all please stop talking about players that we should have drafted or could have drafted and talk about the team that we have now and getting this team better? I am so sick and tired of fans saying that same old stuff all the time. Y'all got to get over it, okay? Y'all got to get over it. You have to get over it. So it was just a good game. They really should be 3-0. Some people would say they should be 0-3. Some people say they should be 1-2. But this was a game they needed, man. And guys, like I said, guys like Brian Branch played well. Aleem McNeil played great. Having Bugs back there, those two guys together, they can wreak havoc in that defensive line. They needed it. So they needed that. From last week, it was a lot more pressure this game than in the last game. They made Ritter feel uncomfortable. Ritter threw a lot of just untimely throws, and that was that defense, man. That was that defense. Barnes played well. Anzalone had some moments. You know what I mean? It was just a good all-around game, man. But the usual suspects showed up like they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It's just the hit Branch had on the receiver, knocked his helmet off. That was good to see. And we just got to look forward to having all these guys back. You know, when J-Mo comes back, you know, it's going to be nice with him and St. Brown and Josh Reynolds, who I think was one of the stars from last week's game. You know what I'm saying? I think, and Khalif Raymond. Khalif Raymond is a spark, man. He's an all-around tool out there. He pretty much can do anything out there. Punt, kick return, receiver, might play a little running back. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of running backs, Gibbs had a good game. Gibbs had a good bounce back game. Kind of struggled last week, but this game he bounced back. Had some good run reads, you know, had a few moves in there and stuff. So he played a much well game this game. Golf was just being golf, being accurate. Some throws, you know, some mistimely receivers that misrouted. But all in all, man, everybody just got to give Golf his props, man. He's an accurate quarterback. He's way more accurate than Matthew Stafford. So we gotta always bring that up because that Matthew Stafford trade really helped the development of this team. And I know some people don't like that, but we needed it. I mean, if we don't make that trade and stuff like that, we wouldn't have the players that we have. We wouldn't have a St. Brown. Wouldn't have a Rodrigo. We wouldn't have an Aiden Hutchinson. We wouldn't have all of this. So got to give credit to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell and his coaching staff. And another thing I have to bring up, and I'm so sick and tired of hearing this too, is we have to leave Aaron Glenn alone. He's not going nowhere. This whole fire Aaron Glenn thing, this defense is not that bad, bro. Come on, man. When you got, you know, guys you got guys that's learning in this new offense. We got a lot of newer players. So they're trying to get the gist of things. And I understand practice and real game is a whole lot different. When you practice, you go against your own teammates. When you're in the game, you actually facing other talented players. So you can do all the practicing all you want to. It's nothing like preparing somebody for somebody live. It's totally different than looking at tapes and going through plays and stuff like that. You have to understand. You can have all the tape in the world for Justin Jefferson, but it ain't nothing like seeing him live and seeing how his offense is and seeing the moves and everything. So it's totally different. People want to sit here and say that it's easy. It's not easy. You can have a game plan for somebody and you still can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? That's just with certain people. It's just you can't do nothing. You can only contain them or do what you can to stop them. But just like with Mahomes, you can't really stop him. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you can. You kind of confuse him and stuff, but stopping him is literally impossible. It's impossible. It's very rarely where you see Mahomes throwing mistakes and doing crazy stuff. You rarely see that. You know, so the Lions, man, they dominated this game. Atlanta had his moments, you thought, but the field goals, but the whole Atlanta, the two field goals with the kind of offense they have, and that defense, who's a good defense, and to just score 20 points, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get ready for Green Bay, which I've said this for a while. What the Lions have to do, they cannot they cannot and will not, and they shouldn't have any take on any opponent lightly. You can't do that with Green Bay. They wide receivers is good, man. Watson is a star to make it. I've said this even when he got drafted. I said, dude, this Christian Watson dude is he that dude, bro. He can play. He can play. So this is, you have to get on him, and Romeo Doubs. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose track in Romeo Doubs, you know, the run game with Aaron Jones, you know, the A.J. Dillon. You know, they still got a good corner out there in Jair Alexander. You got Quay Walker. You got Rashawn Gary, who caused havoc this past game. So it's a division game, and you have to gear up for games like this, especially with short notice, and you know, you got a few days to prepare for this, man. So you got to come out, and it's on the road. You're used to the road environment. Look what they've been through in Kansas City. So this shouldn't be really nothing for them, for Green Bay, even though that crowd noise can be crazy. But you have to win games like this. Like, the Lions really should not lose any division game this year. I believe they're the best team in the division. Like, they are the best team in the division. I mean, it's hands down. Minnesota is played bad. We ain't even gonna talk about the Bears. But this is the game. Like, this is the first division game. It counts. You have to go at this team. You got to put pressure on Jordan Love. You got to make him feel uncomfortable. You have to come with the same intensity that you did against the Falcons. You got to. You got to come the same way. You got to do the same things. Switch it up from time to time, but you got to confuse them. You got to contain Aaron Jones. You got to contain that running game. The physicality of A.J. Dillon. Might have to put two guys on Christian Watson, man. You know, you can't leave the middle of the field open. That was their mistake against Seattle. They left the middle of the field wide open. Contain a run game. You know, Jerry Jacobs, this is another test going against Watson. You know, Cam Sutton, they wasn't passing. Atlanta wasn't passing the ball against Cam Sutton too much, which is a good thing. They mostly passed it towards Jerry Jacobs. For the most part, Jerry Jacobs held his own. I mean, they held him to 2 field goals, so you can't say they didn't. But this Lions team, man, they got to prepare for the Packers on Thursday. Thursday night football game, again on national television. Show the world that y'all Detroit Lions, y'all don't play. Take us seriously. You know, we on the rise. We want to win. We don't demand respect. That's the type of mentality you want to show up for this Thursday game. So do what you got to do. Take care of business. Had the same game plan. You know, let McNeil and Buggs do what they do. Let Hutchinson do what he does. Play these rookies, man. You know, let Gibbs play. Let Campbell play more. Let Campbell play with Derek Barnes. You know what I'm saying? Have Brian Branch do his thing. Hell, put in Broderick Martin, please. For the love of God, please put him in there. Let's see how he plays. I don't want to hear this, oh, he's not ready. You drafted this guy for a reason. Let this man play. If you're letting all these other rookies play, why not let him play? Let's see how he does. You know, let's put him out there in the fire. Let's see how he does with that fire. You know, give these guys a chance. The future is bright for this team. You know what I'm saying? I see good things with this team, man. I've been a Lions fan my whole life. I'm gonna support this team through thick and thin. I'm gonna support all my Detroit teams. So That's the key, is that, and just time of possession, put pressure on Jordan Love, make them one-dimensional. Don't let the running game come. Don't let that crowd get to you. Just stay focused. Just stay focused. And y'all come out with this victory, man. So had to say that, had to throw my spew in. One thing I will say too, man, like shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. I met a couple of their players after the game. I met Jeff Okudah, AJ Terrell, Calais Campbell, Scotty Miller, couple other guys too. I tried to get to Kyle Pitts and Desmond Ridder, but they had to get on a bus or everything, so it's all good. I was just happy to just meet those guys. They was real cool, man. They had family around and stuff after the game, so it was pretty cool. So shout out to Atlanta Falcons for showing class and taking the L like men. I mean, hey, shout out to them, and I wish them luck against Jacksonville and in London. So, but it's Packers. Let's beat these cheeseheads and make them come out with a loss just like they did last year. But give it to Jordan Love. Let's show him how much love and giving him pressure that we gonna do on this brother. Let's show him the love that he deserves. Let's go at him. Pause. At him. Pause. But that's my spew, man. Tell me what y'all think, man, about this game, about the game against the Falcons, this upcoming game against the Packers on Thursday night. Just let me know, man. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think about these rookies and everything, man. So, yeah, I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace out.